Namaste viewers and welcome to Bend It Like LD. Today is my part 2 of the weight loss series that I started about 2 weeks back. So we're going to pump up the intensity a little bit today. So we're going to add a little bit of high intensity interval training that's going to help you with your weight loss because it's going to keep your heart rate elevated. And we're also going to use a little bit of muscle strengthening to improve your muscle mass. And both of these together will improve or help you in your weight loss journey. However, watch what you eat because that plays a bigger role in your weight loss journey. So let's get started. Sitting up nice and tall in any comfortable posture. Relax for a couple of breaths and slowly stand up, step up onto your mat. And slowly bring your feet slightly apart and lift your arms all the way up, interlock your fingers, and we'll start with a couple of heel raises first. So inhale, lift your heels all the way up and exhale, release all the way down. Do this about 4 or 5 times to just become a little warm. And I've got some nice peppy music for you today. So we have a nice playlist as well. So enjoy the music and lifting your right arm all the way up. And lateral bend to your left side. Make sure the right shoulder is lifted up, chest is lifted up, and release. Let's do that a couple of more times. Inhaling, lift your arms all the way up, lengthen up your spine, and exhale to your left. About 3 or 4 times. Slowly come back to center. One more time. Inhale, lift up, exhale to your left. And slowly stretch your left arm, bring both your palms parallel to each other, open up the chest nicely and stay here for about 5 breaths. And slowly release and move to the other side. Lifting your left arm up, lateral bend to the right side, keeping the chest lifted up. About 4 or 5 times. Inhaling, lift up, lengthen your spine, exhale to your right. Slowly lift the right arm up, bring your palms parallel to each other, open up the chest nicely, stay here for about 5 breaths and release. And just give a gentle arch back to just relax your back. Slowly come up, separate your feet slightly wider, about 2.5 to 3 feet apart. Place your palms to your hips first and gently arching your lower back, bring your upper body parallel to the floor. Slowly stretch your arms out to the sides. Take a deep inhalation, lift the chest up, and as you exhale, bring your right palm to your left ankle. And on the other side, exhale and twist to the right side. A couple of more times. Inhale, arch back, exhale to the left. Inhale, arch back, exhale to the right. Do this alternately to the right and left. Opening up your shoulders nicely, twisting a little more, and the last time, hold your right ankle, left ankle, open up the chest and twist nicely, pull your weight away from the floor and try to stay here for about 5 breaths. And gently release and repeat the same thing on the other side. Bring your left ankle to your right, left palm to your right ankle and lift up your right shoulder, open up the chest, looking up towards your right fingertips. And slowly release. Bend your knees, bring your palms to your hips and slowly come up. Pushing your hip forward, give a gentle arch back just as a counter pose. And slowly release. And slowly come onto your knees for a couple of cat and cow stretches to warm up the spine. So we're going to be doing a lot of planks and a lot of strength work today. So let's just get prepared for that by inhaling, drop your back, lift your chest and shoulders. And as you exhale, rounding your back and gazing at your belly. About 4 or 5 times. And rounding your back, gaze at your belly. Stay here for about 5 breaths. And slowly release. Take your palms to the front, tuck your toes and come to Parvatasana. And just walk your heels up and down in Parvatasana to just loosen up your leg muscles. And we're skipping Surya Namaskars today, but you're absolutely free to do about 3 or 4 sets. I'm going to a plank straight away. We're going to do a lot of plank variations. Exhale, back to mountain. Take a short break here and inhale. Come back to a plank once again. Hips and shoulders in one line. Press into your toes firmly. Stay here for about 5 breaths and exhale back to mountain, Parvatasana. One more time. Inhale, plank. I'm doing a high plank this time, keeping my hips slightly elevated. Exhale back to mountain. One more time. Inhale, plank. Each time try to hold it for about 5 breaths, maybe a little more than 5 breaths if you can. Yes, probably I'm holding it for about 10 breaths, I believe, and exhale back to mountain. Starting to feel a little nice, warm and sweaty. And we'll do a little bit of high intensity now. So as you exhale, bring your right knee to your chest. Exhale, left knee to your chest. So doing this alternately, and try not to lift the hip when you bring the knee to your chest, because that is what is going to engage your core and work on your core muscles. Exhale, right knee to chest. Exhale, left knee to chest. About 10 times on each side if you can manage. Of course, feel free to hit the pause button. Drop your knees down in child's pose and relax whenever you wish to. Listen to your body. Maybe I'm doing about 20 of these, I think, and exhale back to mountain. You're absolutely free here to drop your knees down and rest in child's pose, Shashankasana. Otherwise, we'll straight away go to our next pose. And slowly bring the right foot in between your palms. Stretch your left leg nicely behind you. Drop the left knee on the mat. Slowly bring your palms to your hips and push your hips forward consciously. Lift your arms up, interlock your fingers, and try to take your arms behind your ears into a nice low lunge or Anjaneyasana. Keep that spine and the sides of your chest lifted up. And slowly bring both your palms on the inside of your right foot. You can turn your right foot out to align with your knee if you wish. And as you exhale, slowly keep your elbows close to each other and drop your chest down as much as you can. Those of you who can, you can try and bring your chin or your nose down to the mat. And let's do that one more time. Exhale, go down all the way. This is going to work on your upper body quite a bit. One more time. Exhale all the way down as much as you can. Try to drop your chin, your forehead or your nose to the mat. Stay here for about 5 breaths. And slowly come up. And see if you can drop your elbows on the mat. You can choose to stay here, or you can tuck your left toes and take your left knee off the mat into a nice lizard pose to open up your hips first. A lot of work on your core as well. Now use your core and try to take your right leg back to an elbow plank. Try to keep your shoulders above your elbows. And slowly come onto your palms again for a high plank. Staying here and going back to Parvatasana. And we'll repeat the whole thing on the left side. Bring the left foot in between your palms. Wriggle your right toes. Stretch your right leg nicely behind you. And slowly lift up. Lift your arms up into Anjaneyasana variation. Try to take your arms behind your ears as much as you can. Squeeze your shoulders blades towards each other. Make sure your left knee is above the left ankle. And slowly bring both your palms on the inside of your left foot. And as you exhale, slowly bring your chest towards the mat. See if you can drop down as much as you can. Inhale, come up. 2 more times. Exhale all the way down. Inhale up. And one last time. Exhale down and try to stay here for about 5 breaths. With every exhalation, draw your chest closer to the mat. And slowly come up and slowly drop your elbows on the mat if you can. You can try to take your back knee off the mat. Shift your body weight slightly forward. Try to take your left leg back to an elbow plank, keeping your hips and shoulders in one line. Nice, warm and sweaty now. Come onto your palms for a high plank. Beginning to feel a little hot now. And exhale back to mountain. You can drop your knees here, stretch your arms out in front of you, sit back on your heels in child's pose, relax for a couple of breaths, or you can dive down straight into the next posture. Lifting your right leg up, bend your right knee and bring your right knee outside your right elbow as much as you can. I'm going to do this a little bit faster to just pump up my heart rate a bit. Exhale, knee outside my elbow. Inhale up about 10 times on each side maybe. You can start with 3, move on to 5 or 10 depending on how you feel. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, release, and repeating on the other side. Lifting your left leg up, bend the left knee, bring the knee outside the left elbow. Inhale up. You can simply just tap your elbow as well. I try to bring the knee outside as high as onto my tricep as possible because that really works my core. So this is really a nice and sweaty practice now. Ooh. Working on my core, working on my arms, working on my wrists. Lift up. One more time maybe. One more time probably. Inhale up. Oh, one more time. Okay, I'm doing quite a bit today. Exhale, release. And slowly relax. Relax here for a couple of breaths. Feel free to relax in child's pose. Or we can straight away try an arm balance today. So bring your knee outside, rest your thighs onto your right elbow. Slowly shift your body weight forward. Drop your head on the mat. And if you can, try to take your left foot off the mat. Otherwise, you can simply stay there. So take any option that works for you. Left knee outside your left elbow. Rest your hips onto your elbows. Try to take your back foot if you can. Otherwise, just attempting this posture builds tremendous strength in the body. And completely relax. And do some wrist rotations for sure. You've used a lot of your wrists now in your planks. So 5 times clockwise and anti-clockwise. Nice wrist rotations. And take your arms above your shoulders, interlock your fingers, stretch out nicely on either side. And release. And slowly come back to mountain pose. Let's get started with a little bit of high intensity into it again. So bend your knees, look in between your palms. You can either jump or walk forward. Stay in a half flat back pose, Ardha Uttana. Just to release the back and slowly come up. So we'll start with squats now, Utkatasana, with a little bit of variation. We're going to do dynamic squatting. So stretch your arms out. I can already feel the heat in my neck. So I'm going to just tie up my hair a bit so that I'm comfortable. Stretch my arms out. Stretch your arms out in front of you. We're going to do dynamic squats. As you exhale, push your hip back and squat down. Maybe about 10 or 15 times. Inhale, come up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Watch your knee. Don't lock your knee when you come up. Keep your knee soft. Exhale down. Maybe 10 or 15, I think. Okay. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. This is great for your thighs. This is great. It's an overall body strengthener. Great for weight loss. Keep the chest lifted up. Don't round your back. And maybe the last time, try and stay here. If you can, take your heels off the mat. Hold it, and slowly lie down on your mat and come to a half boat pose, Ardha Navasana. Both your feet and chest and shoulders 6 inches off the mat. Gazing at your toes. And slowly release. Take a short break here. Slowly bring your knees to your chest, rock front and back, and see if you can just come up without taking support with your palms and lift up. Let's do one more set of this. A little bit of high intensity. Stretch your arms out. Exhale, squat down all the way. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Do as much as you can. Maybe 5, maybe 10. Or maybe 15 today. I think I'm going for 15. Push the hip back and squat down. It's just one of those days when you feel totally energetic. And slowly stay there and take your heels off the mat. Hold for about 5 breaths. And slowly go back. Come to half boat pose, Ardha Navasana. Engage your core. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit, lift your arms up. It's going to be a little more tougher. And slowly release. And take a nice break. You've totally earned that. Relax completely. Allow your breathing to settle down. And hug your knees to your chest, rock front and back. And slowly sit up, stretch back. And slowly come onto your elbows for an elbow plank first. So come to an exhale. Bring your chin outside your palms and inhale. Lift your hips up and draw your head deep in between your arms. A little bit of high intensity here as well, about 10 times if you can manage, or maybe just 5 times. Exhale down, inhale, lift your hips all the way up. That's a lot of work on your upper body. It's going to help increase the strength in your shoulders, your forearms, upper arms, and maybe just stay in an elbow plank for some time. And drop your knees down, keeping your hips above your knees. Just try to draw your chest towards the floor and try to bring your palms behind your head into a Namaskar Mudra. This posture is called Anahata Asana. Just to open up your shoulders and gently lie down on your stomach. And slowly just hold both your jaws or your cheeks with your palms into Makarasana. This will just help to release and relax your lower back. Completely relax. And slowly release. Lie down on your mat. Bring your palms by the sides of your hips. We'll work on strengthening the back with a couple of Shalabhasana dynamic lift ups. So inhale, lift your chest, chin and head off the mat and both your feet off the mat. Staying here for about 3 or 5 breaths. Exhale, release. We'll do that about 4 or 5 times. Inhale, lift up completely. Keep your neck soft. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, lift up all the way. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Holding it for about 5 or 10 breaths if you can. And slowly bring the palms by the sides of your chest. Slide your upper body and lift up into an upward facing dog or Bhujangasana, your choice. Hips and knees can be off the mat or on the mat. And slowly, vertebra by vertebra, come up into Parvatasana, mountain pose. That's a lot of work you've done today. And slowly cross your ankles, sit on the mat and lie down on your back. We'll start with the bridge pose first. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. Bend your knees, bring your feet hip distance apart and slowly lift your hips all the way up, tucking your tailbone in and engaging your hamstrings. Interlock your fingers, squeeze your shoulder blades close to each other. Try to bring your elbows close to each other. Drawing your chest towards your chin. Press into both your feet firmly. Staying here for about 5 or 10 breaths. Breathe normally. And slowly release. Hug your knees to your chest and gently roll side to side. Today we'll also try and do a little more advanced pose called Urdhva Dhanurasana, an upward facing bow. We also call it Chakrasana. So let's try that. So bring your palms by the sides of your ears, your palms facing towards your toes. Push into your feet firmly Lift your hips up and try to bring the crown of your head on the floor first. If this is difficult for you, you stay right there. Otherwise, lift up completely if you can. Walk your feet slightly closer to your palms. If you wish, you can also take your heels off the mat, or your heels can be on the mat as well. This is only an option. You can always skip this posture. And slowly tuck your chin to your chest and lower down slowly, very slowly. Hug your knees and gently rock front and back. And slowly bring the soles of your feet together into Supta Baddha Konasana and just relax for a couple of breaths. This is an advanced pose, an advanced back bend. So if your body is not ready, please do not try it. Slowly bring your knees together, hug your knees and gently rock up and down, and slowly come up, sit up. And stretch your legs out in front of you. We'll finish with a little forward bend. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Today we'll try Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. So bend your left knee, bring the heel of your left foot outside your right hip. So one option is to simply hold your right toes. Other option is to lift your left arm and swing it behind and hold your left toe if you can. And lifting your right arm up, lengthen up your spine and exhale, fold forward towards your right toes, drawing your chest towards your thighs. Gaze at your toes and breathe normally. Focus on your exhalation. This is also nice because the heel pushes into your lower right side of your abdomen, moving on to your intestines and improves your metabolism. Inhale, lift up and exhale, release. Slowly release, stretch your legs out. If your knee hurts in this, you can completely avoid this posture and do a simple forward bend like Paschimottanasana. Completely your choice. Try it on the other side. Lift your right arm up first. You can do a simple forward bend like this. Or if you want to try the version, lift your right arm, swing your right arm and hold your right toe if you can. Lifting your left arm up, lengthen up your spine. Take a deep exhalation and fold forward, drawing your chest towards your thighs. Lead with your lower back. The right heel pressing into your left side of your abdomen, creating a little heat and improving your metabolism. Slowly lift your left arm up and gently release, and slowly stretch that right leg out. Shake your legs, relax for a couple of breaths. Then sit in Sukhasana and just do a little twist, twisting towards the right side, looking over your right shoulder, and repeating on the other side. Release. Now take both your palms behind and slowly lift your hips up, trying to drop your knees to the mat as much as you can, just to release any tension from your lower back. And slowly release. And you're all done. Lie back on the mat, relax in Shavasana for a few breaths. You can practice this at least 4 to 5 times a week and see the difference in your body in terms of your strength, in terms of your flexibility, and also in terms of toning up your whole body. Feeling nice and positive, let go completely into the mat. Ready, bring your feet together, take your arms over your head, interlock your fingers, give a nice stretch to your body. Bending your left knee, gently roll over to your right side and slowly come up and sit up in any comfortable posture. And just stay there for a couple of breaths, allowing the body to assimilate the benefits of your practice. Slowly bring your palms together, rub your palms. And rub your palms over your eyelids, sliding your palms down your face and neck. Slowly bring your palms in front of your face. With a few blinks, open your eyes, look into your palms, and hold your palms. Namaste. Thank you very much and have a great day.